everyone, it's Jack from WhatCulture.com. Who's the fire starter? Twisted fire starter. Randy Orton's the fire starter. Everyone's going to burn in his light like it's 2004 again. Yeah, that was a weird SmackDown, wasn't it? It's not often you see arson in this day and age on a WWE show. Yeah, I've been hiding song lyrics and ups and downs for the past few weeks, but I'm just going to... The song of this week is Firestarter, or maybe Somebody Call 911, Shorty's Fire Burning on the Dance Floor, or maybe a third, Sex on Fire, you know? Not that one. Without any further ado, anyway, here are all the ups and all the dirty, dirty downs from this week's SmackDown Live. A very eventful SmackDown, I think it's fair to say. So first up we had Miz TV, and who was Miz's guest but John Cena? Jazzy bit. This was a great promo segment. The Miz tore into Cena. He called him a master manipulator. He was like saying that he pulled the strings behind the scenes and that he did exactly what he slated The Rock for doing when he took off for Hollywood and all that. And then Cena came back even harder and said, look, Miz, if I was such a master manipulator behind the scenes, wouldn't I be standing across the ring from The Undertaker right now? Oh. Yeah, that was a big sort of shoot almost line. And one which kind of teased us because we really did want to see Cena versus Undertaker. But regardless, Cena then eviscerated Miz, just tore apart his character. He said, look, you're a guy named Mike who changed his name, you ripped off The Rock, you ripped off Jericho, you ripped off Ric Flair's Figure 4, you're starting to rip off Daniel Bryan, and you're starting to rip off AJ Styles in your promos. And Miz is just standing there. His face isn't moving, but I imagine inside he's thinking, shit, John's really going to town with this one, Christ. So I think I've paraphrased what John said quite well. Just imagine what I said there, but in a more African-American accent. I know John Cena's not African-American. John Cena doesn't seem to know that he's not African-American though, because there's definitely a bit of that dialect creeping in more and more as the years go on. It makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Then Maurice slapped Cena, and this brought out Nikki Bella for the save, and there is no better sting in wrestling than you can look, but you can't. She ran out, and Miz and Maurice fled. Miz ran away from Nikki Bella. That aside, this was a great opening segment. It builds up the whole rumoured Miz and Maurice versus Cena and Nikki for WrestleMania, which is a match that you know what, not as much as I'd like to see Cena v Undertaker, but I'd quite like to see. So that definitely starts things off with an up. Next up, Becky Lynch defeated Mickie James in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Mickie got the first fall, Becky got the next one to tie it up, and then she won with the disarmer. It was kind of paint by numbers, quite simple face versus heel stuff in a 2 out of 3 falls environment, but it worked. You know, I liked it. Becky gets a bit of momentum back after losing to Mickie recently. Alexa Bliss came out to try and distract her, but Becky shook it off and she won, and it's kind of where Becky deserves to be. We know that she's kind of the front runner in the women's division on SmackDown, even if she hasn't got the belt right now. Everyone's going to kind of see her as the biggest threat or the most over female superstar on there. And it was the right thing to happen. It gets an up as well. I've not got too much to say about this one, just good stuff. 2-0. Then things took a turn for the f***ing awful, because Alexa was backstage and then Natalya came over and established herself as the next #1 contender for Alexa's title, or at least threw her hat into the ring, which maybe hints at a multi-woman title match at WrestleMania, I guess, because I can't see them doing Alexa versus Natalya. That just makes no sense. But wasn't Natalya a heel, like last week? Like until very recent, like Natalya's been healing it up all over the place. She was telling Nikki Bella she was going to die alone, that John doesn't love you. Now we're just expected to sort of believe that Natalya is kind of a tweener, or even just a full-on face, because she's called out Alexa Bliss. And I used Simon Miller's cadence in that one. Now, we're supposed to expect... I'm not slagging off Simon Miller, by the way. I know that his fans are quite rabid. They have a go at me every week on this show. No, man. Needless to say, by the way, sorry, that gets it down. It's 2-1. Me and Simon are like friends. We get on and stuff. I mean, he's an intimidating but lovely man. Like, he's really kind and friendly, but I just know that he could crush me like a grape. We see each other at shows. He's always like, hey, dude, what's going on? I'm always like, oh, don't kill me. No, he's lovely. He's lovely. Next up, we had, personally, my favourite match of the whole night, AJ Styles versus Luke Harper for that #1 contender spot to Bray Wyatt's WWE Championship. Obviously, things are now looking a little murky because of what happened at the end of the show, but at this moment, I marked the f*** out because I thought, shit, AJ Styles has won, he is going to get a big title match at WrestleMania. And it was a great match. He had to kind of win it twice because he got kind of a false pinfall where Luke Harper got his foot on the bottom rope. Shane McMahon came out and went, no, we're starting this match again because I don't like you, AJ Styles. And I'm like, why don't you like AJ Styles? He's the best. You don't want none. And then AJ won again, which everyone kind of went, whoa, that's a bit of a double swerve, because when someone, when a match gets restarted, you expect the other guy to win. But AJ won it twice, which I think was the right call. He is officially, I guess, the #1 contender, but we'll get on to why that might not be the case very soon. But this gets an up anyway. Great match. Luke Harper still doing really well, still proving himself. Now a segment that's probably going to divide opinion. Often I get criticised for being overly negative on SmackDown ups and downs. This time I might get criticised for giving something that I enjoyed an up, where I think other people might have thought it was a bit bland or boring. Dean Ambrose came out of the ring, just hit Kurt Hawkins with the DDTs, just went F off, Kurt. Which Kurt then tweeted later on that he won by DQ. Well, fair play to you, Kurt. I'm sure that title shot's coming soon. Anyway, Ambrose hit the ring and called out Baron Corbin. The two have been kind of fighting over the past few weeks. They were responsible for one another's eliminations in the Elimination Chamber last month, and Baron Corbin didn't come out. He appeared on the big screen and went, look, I don't just come to the ring for nobodies like you, Dean Ambrose. I'm here with my beanie on, I'm here backstage, and I think that, and they just had a bit of aggro, and it sets up the match at WrestleMania. And I don't mind that match, Baron Corbin has turned it around for me a little bit. I really didn't like him before. He's starting to get all right. And Ambrose is kind of the opposite. I used to love him, and now, but hopefully they can do something special at WrestleMania, and hopefully it's better than that match with Brock Lesnar last year, which was... Oh! Anyway, this gets it up. I liked it a lot. It was all right. I liked it a bit. Next up, Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews, the feud that's just... Oh, man. Oh, balls. Oh, what's happened to Ziggler, man? I'm starting to now get sick of Ziggler, and I'm one of his biggest fans in the office, man. God damn it. Ziggler came out and he was doing his entrance, and then Apollo Crews came out and jumped him because he's the face. He's sick of Ziggler being a dick, basically, and they had a chairs match, the best stipulation in the world, and then Ziggler won by just being harder than Apollo Crews. Like, he dropped him throat first, onto a chair, and then dropped him bollocks first onto a chair, and then pinned him. And it was like, man, Apollo looks a bit weird. It gets it down. It's totally, this feud just, oh. And now we get to the final segment. I'm sure you've heard what happened by now. I just don't know what to say about it, to be honest. It's crazy. In case you haven't seen it, I guess, Bray Wyatt came down to the ring, got in the ring, took the belt off, laid it on the canvas, and went, so cool. Now, the Titantron came on, Randy Orton stood there in the Wyatt compound, and for a second, Bray Wyatt, and it's adorable, he goes like, hey, it's my buddy, he's just in my house. What's he doing up there? And then Orton clearly turned on him, and it was just the slow realization on Wyatt's face that not only had he turned on him, he's gonna burn his house down with the remains of his dead sister inside. And it's like, Randy's meant to be the face in this, and Wyatt, is just distraught at ringside, like just losing his mind, and it's, yeah. I honestly don't know whether to give this an up or a down. On one hand, it's very theatrical and effective, and it's the blow off to this very slow feud or alliance, that's gone through so many things. Like, they won the tag belts together, they won Survivor Series, they got rid of Harper, which was a very key step. Orton got rid of Wyatt's sort of bouncer, right hand man. Orton won the Royal Rumble with the help of Bray Wyatt. They were in the final three together, I think, or four. Final three, I think they made it all the way to the final three, and then obviously Orton won. They've kind of depended on each other, but then Randy's tricked him. But why, it's hard to make sense of, because why did Randy, I've been thinking about this a lot and it's been torturing my mind, as you can tell. Why did Randy surrender his title shot? Was that to gain the ultimate trust from Bray? But if so, wouldn't it have been more effective to not bother burning down his house, pretend to still be his friend, and then screw him at WrestleMania? You see what I'm saying? Oh, this is like True Detective Season 2 up in here. Up in this bit. Yeah, I don't know whether to give it an up or a down. I was going to do a bit where I went around the office asking people, like, what did you think of this? But a lot of them are in a meeting. I might be missing quite an important meeting to do ups and downs. It's almost like they scheduled it now on purpose. But anyway, I don't know whether to give it up or down. I'm going to just give it, I can't give it either. I'm going to have to go do one of those rare occasions when I just go, it's nothing, it's because on one hand, it was a little bit weird and illogical, but they might explain it. But on the other hand, it was very effective and dramatic. But on the other hand, they gave the wrong, Orton's meant to be the face and he's not, he burned down someone's house. But on the other, it's nothing. I don't know what to think of it. That's all I've got time for. I've been Jack from WhatCulture.com. Thanks for watching SmackDown Ups and Downs. The ups have won, and it was a good episode of SmackDown, but that's just blown my mind, that. I don't know what to think. I'll see you soon, man. I don't know what to think. I just don't know.